Hey tribe, I didn't go live today, so I didn't really want to leave you hanging out there on a limb, waiting for me. But I just want to share a couple nuggets with you. What I kind of been thinking about going on this week. I ended up not going live on Tuesday as well. I am operating in Thailand right now, so usually when I go live, it's Thursday morning for me, but it's technically Wednesday evening on the U.S. side of things. Uh, so this week just got crazy, kind of crazy in the morning, crazy busy doing a lot of really fine tuning to the ecosystem, the website, doing a lot of SEO. That kind of takes a lot of time, just a lot of focus too. Rather than I can't do three things at one time. I'm only doing like one thing. So lots of time the time got away from me. Uh, but then on top of that, don't want to tell you excuses, but in April, just so you know, in April in Thailand, around about April 10th, 11th, it's Songkran, so it's a Thai New Year. So April starts getting busy in Thailand, especially up in the villages and stuff like that, because a lot of family starts coming home, and lots of times when they come home, they're kind of on this like vacation mode a little bit. So that makes things a little bit more busier as well, because lots of times in Thailand you have these they call them Thai villages, but it's really just country life. But it's like a little village, a little community in the country. But most of the time, they all know each other. It's either they're all family somehow, all connected somehow in the family tree, or they just all grew up together, so they all know each other. So it's kind of been a busy week between that. That's kind of shifting in a little bit, and then just being busy with work and not going live like I should. But just want to be kind of transparent about it. I mean, we're all human. It happens. We get busy, and it is what it is. But just want to kind of be consistent, share a couple of nuggets with you. Been working a lot with Live Life on Your Terms. Uh, if you want to be part of the tribe, by the way, the link is in the description. But the whole thing with Live Life on Your Terms, the question is, well, how do I live life on my terms, Chad? How do I do it? Uh, and it's, sometimes it sounds like a cliche. A lot of this stuff we've heard before, but quite honestly, we don't practice what we preach. Bottom line, you I mean, you can conceptually understand this information with manifesting, no matter what you want to call it. Manifesting, higher consciousness. If you want to go down the rabbit hole of law of assumption, law of attraction, it doesn't matter what you call it. You know what I mean? And some of you guys go down the rabbit hole of really getting caught up into definitions, what things are actually called, what law of assumption really is versus law of attraction. It's not the same thing. This is just causes mass confusion. It's all the same. You're making it too hard. You're making it too difficult. It's all the same. It's all connected and interweaved in there. It's who you're being. Bottom line, it's your identity. Bottom line, it's what you believe to be true for you is going to happen to you. Bottom line. But when I talk about like we're not really practicing what we preach, is we understand this material conceptually, but we're not actually doing it and following it. We're not actually doing it and following it like you say you are, because the proof is in the pudding. Bottom line, you know what I mean? If you were doing it and practicing what you preach, well, you would be seeing the results in your 3D world. You'd be seeing the results in physical form in your life. Like what you want would be coming to you. But the thing is, what we don't get yet is that it's always working for us. It's always working. Your I amness is always working, no matter what you want to call it. Your identity, your I amness, law of belief. It's always working. It's what you believe. Okay. So when we live life on our terms, how to really do it is that's the first concept here. You have to understand this is a lifestyle shift. This isn't a manifesting technique. This isn't just a YouTube channel. Okay. This is your core identity. This is a huge movement. Oh, make sense? So that's kind of the first nugget. That's the first thing you have to understand with all this is live life on your terms. You want to live life on your terms. You want to live life on your terms unapologetically. You want to be authentic. You want to be you. In order to do that, it has to be a lifestyle shift. This is a lifestyle. This is your new lifestyle. This isn't a 3-day technique, a 24-hour technique, a 7-7 technique. This isn't a, oh, I'll test it out for a month and see if it works. See, when you look at it from that mentality, I can tell you right now, it's not going to work for you because you're testing it out, and deep down in your internal thoughts and beliefs, you're testing it out. So you're really secretly telling yourself it's not really going to work because I'm just testing it out. I'm just testing the waters. That's why things aren't working for you because you're not just all in. You haven't really accepted that this is a lifestyle shift. If you want to try to change your identity, be that successful version of you, let let the dead bury the dead. You know, give away of your old self, your old identity. It's a lifestyle. You only get good at this stuff, one, when you practice what you preach, but two, when you realize this is a lifestyle. That's why you have to do this stuff every day. You have to remind yourself every day, no matter what we want to call it, no matter if you want to call it affirmations, robotic affirmations, things like manifestos, things that you say to yourself that keep you on track when your mind goes down the gutter, bottom line. Because we're all human with that. Our mind is going to drift off in the gutter, our mind going to drift off in negativeville. Okay? We're not going to totally 100% have our mind operating 100% positive. But we can control it and we can ignore it and we can learn how to adapt around it. And hopefully that makes sense. So I kind of more of a relaxed mood, stuff like that, not, out walking and all that jazz, but just want to share those like nuggets with you. I mean, that's the first thing you got to understand with anything is it's a lifestyle. You have to do your homework. You have to practice what you preach. Bottom line. And the society now is, and it's been like this probably the whole time I've been alive too, is that people don't practice what they preach. People, people say they eat healthy, but yet they're extremely overweight. And it's like, something's not matching here. People say they go to the gym every day, but they're still out of shape. Something's not matching here. Again, there's proof in the pudding. If you say you're going to the gym every day, well, how can you be still out of shape? Because you're not going to the gym every day. You say you're eating perfect every day, but yet you're still out of shape. You're still overweight. Well, the proof is in the pudding. You're not eating perfect every day. So you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. I mean, it's the same way with manifesting, same way with living life on your terms, doing exactly what you want. It's going to be scary. Some of this stuff is going to scare the shit out of you because you're going to constantly hit your fear barrier because you're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to be uncomfortable stepping out of your comfort zone to do something, stepping out of your comfort zone to do something new, stepping out of your comfort zone to get closer to that successful version of you, to get closer to that higher identity where you should be operating from. But it's going to scare you. It's going to scare the shit out of you. But when you treat it like a lifestyle rather than some type of 3-day manifesting technique, things start to change for you. It doesn't change overnight. Yes, I do totally believe you can change your life overnight like this. If you just totally corely believe what you want to do, what you want to have, your core beliefs, you just being authentic, you don't care, you ignore the noise around you, you can shift your life overnight and it will shift very quickly for you within a couple weeks. I do believe that. But for some of us, we have a lot of junk we got to go through. We all have junk. We all have junk has happened to us. We've all had negative shit happen to us that we have to work through. We all have these core negative beliefs that's operating inside us, and we've learned them since we were 7 years old. We've picked it up and observed it from our parents. I mean, from the age of 0 to 7, this is our most influential time. And this is coming from data. This is coming from psychologists. Is this is our most influential time. This is where our core beliefs are formed. I mean, listen to this. Listen how silly this stuff is. I mean, what you believe, what your core beliefs, you've really been believing that way since you're 7 years old because you've observed it from your environment where you grew up, from your parents, from your siblings, from your aunts and uncles. A lot of us were in some type of daycare or preschool since we were 3 years old. So now you're bringing in even teachers that are influencing us for 4 years, from 3 to 7. I mean, when you think about this stuff is true, but it's also comical and funny that my beliefs that is governing my life at the age that I am, I'm thinking like a 7 year old. It's not changing. And this is why you got to hang in there. This is why you got to treat this like a lifestyle. Treat it like a lifestyle. Some things we're going to be able to let go and shift right away. Some things are going to be harder for us. Some of us have just been through worse things than I've been through. It's going to take a little bit of time, but you treat it like a lifestyle. You take one day at a time. The past is the past. Let the dead bury the dead. Sometimes it takes a while to get there, but you still want to hang on to things in the past. Don't think too far in the future. The power is in the now. Your power is what's happening right now. That's your true power. Your power is in the present, bottom line. But it's training your thinking that a lot of us are, for example, myself, I grew up very indecisive because I had a really overbearing dad. You did everything you did. You didn't plan. I mean, he was overbearing up to my 20s. As long as I lived in his household, you did what he wanted you to do. He planned your day. If you made plans, you broke them to do what he wanted you to do. Bottom line. So when I grew up and I started living on my own, when I went to college, I was very, very indecisive. Bottom line, I couldn't make decisions. If I had a girlfriend, I mean, she basically had all the frame in the relationship like a dude because I just kind of went with the flow. Plus I was an empath. So empaths will do the same thing. They're kind of feeling everybody's energy, absorbing everybody's energy, and you're trying to keep the peace with everybody. But at the same time, you tend to kind of lose yourself. You're not in control of your energy. And this is what basically fucks up you living life on your terms. This messes up law of attraction. This messes up manifesting, whatever you want to call it. The reason why it messes it up is you don't know what you want. Okay, you're not firm on what you want because you're so used to just doing what other people want you to do. Okay, no matter what it is. A lot of times it's like I wouldn't even buy my own. This sounds silly, but I wouldn't even buy my own flipping clothes. Like if I was married before, so if I was married, she always bought my clothes or always bought the clothes for my style. If my mom or my sister asked me what I wanted for my birthday, I don't know. Oh, do you want clothes? Yeah, I guess you can give me some clothes. Well, what do you like? Well, I don't care. Just get me anything. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's how I would talk. Like I wouldn't be definite on what I liked and the style that I liked. So when you're doing this just in normal, if you're like me, if you're doing this in normal life, then all of a sudden you're trying to shift because you don't like what's going on around you. Not that look, your life don't have to be bad. I don't mean that. But you want something different. You want something more in your life. And when you struggle with being indecisive, you overanalyze everything. You're just doing what everybody else wants you to do on the extreme level. That you kind of lose yourself. You lose your identity in a way, and things aren't really working. In one way, things are working for you. You can have a good life, but in another way, things are not working for you because you always feel like you're not doing what you want because you're really not. Because you're just doing what everybody else wants you to do, what they want. And you're just taking what they have, gifts or whatever. You're not making a decision of what I want. Same way with clothes. Like, this is my style, this is my size, this is what I exactly like, so don't give me the opposite. I mean, I made several videos on this. I mean, that you, this is what messes up manifesting in a way because you're not being just direct on what you want in your life. You're not being direct how you want your life to flow, what direction you're going. You're not being direct on what your true beliefs are, what your core beliefs are. You're not being firm on it. You're wishy-washy with everything. And when you're wishy-washy with everything, that confuses the universe. The universe don't know what to bring you. Yes, the universe brings you something you're always attracting. But most of the time, it's not what you truly want because you're not being definite in what you want. And you're not being definite in all areas of your life. It's bleeding over. If your life is a giant pie and you sliced it into what, not squares, but you sliced it into triangles, no matter how many pieces you have, you're the same person in every area of your life. Bottom line, if you're indecisive in every single area. If you're indecisive at home with your significant other, 100% you're indecisive at work. You're indecisive as a manager at work, as a CEO at work. Bottom line, you're going to be indecisive on what you want, where you want to go, what vacations you want. You're going to be indecisive on where you want to eat. Then when you get into this whole personal development game, you're going to be indecisive on living a life on your terms. You don't know what you want. You don't know exactly what you want. When you start going down the rabbit hole of manifesting, you're going to be indecisive. So again, it's not going to work for you, and you're going to say it don't work, but it's you that's not working. It's not the universe that isn't working. It's you that's not working, but you're not being direct. You're not saying exactly what you want. You're not saying this is what I believe in. This is Chad. You're not saying those things. You're not saying this is the direction I'm going, and I'm going to ignore the outside noise. You're not saying this is the exact house I want. This is the exact car I want. This is the exact salary I want. This is the exact career I want. If I'm going to be a millionaire, this is exactly what I'm going to do. You're not saying those things because you're being wishy-washy around them. And that is a main example of why this is a lifestyle. Because if it's a lifestyle, you're not going to give up and throw in the towel. You just want each day you get up. Each day is a brand new day, and each day, guess what? You get a little bit, a little bit, and a little bit more better. Bottom line, okay? Until one day you wake up, no matter how long it takes, until one day you wake up, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, you're going to be a flipping manifesting magnet. You're going to be living life exactly on your terms, unapologetically. Things are going to start flowing to you so fast, exactly what you want, because you started to practice what you preach, and you didn't give up, you didn't throw in the towel. And that's really the main nugget I want to share with you today, my friends. That's kind of the mood I was in. But anyway, don't want this video to kind of be that long, but just want to share that with you, kind of jump on, do a video since I didn't go live a couple times this week like I should have. But anyway, blessings to you. Remember, it's about living life on your terms, being unapologetic, like being the authentic you. And if you want to be part of the tribe, the link is in the description. If you want to reach out to me, work with me personally, link is in the description again. Other than that, peace out, and I'll see you in another video.